Let me give you one piece of poetry that sums up what a life of adventure should be like and how you should feel. You are now a seasoned warrior. You bear the scars of honorable battle. And here is where you stand today. Out of the darkness that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. It matters not how straight the gate, nor charged to punishments the scroll. I am the captain of my fate. I am the master of my soul. Let's do something remarkable. Remember, humans are remarkable. A marvelously functioning entity. Imagine how uniquely your body and mind have survived and managed to function in spite of all the worry. Humans don't die easy. They die hard. Develop a plan for your life rather than aimlessly drifting through it, the victim of circumstance. Create your own environment and learn to control it. You control your own mental environment by developing yourself. So go on a crash program to clean up decisions. Get things done. Get other things set up and started and organized. Start doing all the things that would make you feel better. Exercise, diet, reading more books. Open a floodgate of positive moves in the right direction. And be thankful. Add up what you do have. Make an actual as well as a conscious mental list of all you possess, tangible as well as intangible. In view of the 4 billion other inhabitants of the world, yours is probably an incredible list. That list and being thankful should then lead to the big step of discipline. The discipline to sit up and listen. The discipline to pay attention. The discipline to give people and kids the gift of your attention. The discipline to be alert. Take care of yourself. Rest, eat properly. The discipline to talk well and practice good manners. Courtesy is contagious. Take one day and see what a variety of positive steps you can take and projects you can take on. At the end of the day, go over it. Write out the positive steps, the progress on projects, the rest, the exercise, the meals, the hobbies, calls, records, conversations, and letters. And speaking of calls and letters, write at least one encouraging letter or thank you note. And make at least one encouraging phone call or thank you call every week. Then have a friend help you, as one helped me, to get all the facts and prepare for action. From such a friendship, the greatest gift you can draw is the truth. To one of my dearest friends I said just the other day, as my friend, do me the one best thing you can do for me, and that is, tell me the truth. From there I can grow. I can start making wise decisions. We all admire poise, confidence, awareness, courtesy, good manners, courage, health, kindness, attention, beauty, speech, expression, and unhurried intensity, and talent at work. This can be your life. Say with me today, today I will draw on all I've learned and practiced, from curiosity to confidence, and I will utilize it all to meet the experiences and challenges that may come my way or that I may seek out. And if all I know and do does not meet or match some unforeseen challenge or experience, I will keep careful notes and take them to my private conference table and try to figure them out and learn and grow. Mixed in my curiosity is thanks that I'm alive and able to see and feel and learn and handle and enjoy being human and being alive and having been given a chance to turn challenge into experience. How great to have a mind to expand and a soul to nourish, to have hands that can feel, a heart that can experience, a mind that can inquire and learn, a soul that can soar, a body that can respond, to know love, sadness, hope, disappointment, accomplishment, failure, thrills, terror, appreciation, bafflement, wonder, frustration, misery, confidence, courage, contentment, impatience, expectation, apprehension, fulfillment, music, sound, pictures, art, beauty, and harmony. To have all this happen to one is one thing. To know it is all happening is much more. I wish for you that you might develop a growing awareness of the world around you and your possibilities in it. Develop a sense of history and destiny, and be grateful for the opportunity that you have to participate in that grand endeavor.
The greatest message I could ever give to you is that one simple thing. Yes, you can grow. I say it with all of my heart. I know in my mind that man was designed for accomplishment, that he's engineered for success, that he is endowed with the seeds of greatness. You can start from where you are with what you've got. And so long as you build on a moral foundation, I believe you can get anything you really want. If you'll just help enough other people get what they want. I'm going to share a story with you. I think it's the greatest story that I've heard in my lifetime. The story goes back nearly 13 years. I was speaking in Kansas City, and there I met a man. His name is Bernie Loftig. He said, Zig, when our son was born, our joy knew no bounds. Because we already had our 2 daughters, now we had our son. The family was complete, but he said it wasn't long before we knew something was wrong, because his head hung too limply on the right side of his body, but the family doctor said he would outgrow it. We knew better, so we took him to a specialist. The specialist diagnosed his condition as a reverse of club speed and treated him for that, but he said, we knew, Zig, it was more serious. We took him to one of Canada's top specialists, and after an exhaustive examination, this specialist said, this little boy is a spastic. He has cerebral palsy. He's never going to be able to walk or talk or count to 10. I'm going to suggest that you put him in an institution for his own good. Brother Byrne looked at me and he said, you know, Zig, I'm not a buyer, I'm a seller. I could not buy the idea that my son was going to grow up being a vegetable. So we took him to another doctor who told us the same thing. And then another and another and yet another and another until 30 doctors said there is no hope. Then they heard of a Dr. Pearlstein down in Chicago. Dr. Pearlstein examined David perhaps as no child has ever been examined before. And when he finished, he said, this little boy is a spastic. He has cerebral palsy. He's never going to be able to walk or talk or count to 10 if you listen to the prophets of doom. But he said, I want you to know that I am not problem conscious. I am solution conscious. And yes, I believe there is something that can be done for this boy if you are willing to do your part. Well, obviously, Byrne and Elaine Loftig said, Doctor, tell us what to do. We will do anything. The doctor and the therapist and the nurses spelled it out in minute detail. They said, you're going to have to push this little boy beyond all human endurance. Then you're going to have to push him some more. You're going to have to work him until he falls. Then you're going to have to pick him up and work him some more. You got to understand that there is no stopping point. That if you ever stop, he goes back. You got to understand that there might be months and even years when you will be unable to detect any change, but you gotta stay with it. And one last thing, don't ever give him therapy in the presence of another victim of cerebral palsy. Because if he sees them taking therapy, he will inadvertently pick up those awkward movements. You see, we become part of what we are around. Whether it's moral or immoral, whether it's good or bad, stay with it long enough and it's going to rub off on you. The Loftics went home. They built a little gymnasium in the basement of their home. They hired a physical therapist and a bodybuilder. It took him a lot of months, but one day David Leipzig could move the length of his own body. It took him several years, but one day the therapist called Bernie home and said, "I believe David is ready," and Bernie rushed home. David Leipzig was down in the basement and on a little mat getting ready to do a push-up. As that little body started to rise into the air, the emotional and physical exertion was so great there wasn't a dry inch of skin on that little body. When he finished that one push-up, Mother and Dad, and little David, and the sisters and the therapist, and everybody broke down and shed those tears, which so eloquently say that happiness is not pleasure. Happiness is victory. The story, ladies and gentlemen, is even more remarkable when we know that one of America's leading universities had examined this little boy and said there are no motor connections to the right side of his body. He has no sense of balance. He will have extreme difficulty even being able to walk and stand straight. He'll never be able to swim or skate or ride a bicycle. On October the 23rd, 1971, my wife and I had the privilege of flying to Winnipeg, Canada to attend the bar mitzvah of little David Leipzig. Oh, how I wish you could have been there. How I wish the television cameras of the world had been clearly focused on what we saw as this little boy walked to the front of the synagogue, tall and straight and strong. I wish you could have seen what we saw, knowing what we knew, because you see, at that time, he had done as many as 1,100 push-ups in a single day.